to get you set for the next 20 minutes alongside Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Kendrick Perkins. I'm Malika Andrews. One game, this is all or nothing. The stakes could not get any higher, and a pivotal piece of this is the availability for the Denver Nuggets of Aaron Gordon. For more on that, we bring in our senior insider, Shams Charania here. Shams, what more can you tell us about if AG, who was his status was in doubt, is going to be able to give it a go or not in this Game 7?
Malika, Aaron Gordon, I'm told, is playing and starting today in this winner-go-home Game 7 in Oklahoma City. Over the weekend, doctors diagnosed him with a grade 2 left hamstring strain, told him essentially he would be out for a period of weeks. But he's been determined to play. He told people this morning that no matter what, he is playing, even if he gives them just a few minutes. We saw him pregame doing some stationary warm-ups. Laterally, his mobility will be a big question going into today's game because, of course, he's been so big time for this Nuggets team. Game-winning shots, game-tying shots all across these playoffs. So they're going with their normal starters. We'll see what Aaron Gordon can give them in this win-or-die Game 7.
Shams, thank you so very much. Aaron Gordon giving it a go, starting with a grade 2 hamstring strain in this game. That just tells you the importance, gentlemen, of this for the Denver Nuggets. Perk, you have won 5 Game 7s.
How many?
5 Game 7s, sir, you have won, including 2 with Oklahoma City. If you know that that's Aaron Gordon is going to be dealing with this, are you going at him if you're OKC? How are you managing that?
I mean, you can't focus on that. You got to just play your game. And by the way, I want to applaud Aaron Gordon for even going out there, right? Because this is what it's all about, right? Putting your body and maxing out, putting it on the line for your teammates. And this is a team, this is a guy that I would want on my team. Now, do I think he should be playing? Absolutely not. We're talking about a grade 2 hamstring injury,
He's
right?
Not moving a whole lot.
And you're going against an athletic Thunder squad who loves to get up and down. This is going to be a fast-paced game, but I applaud him for even stepping out there on the floor.
I applaud him for doing so as well, and I think he should play because it's Game 7. And the bottom line is this: get your team to do everything you can to get your team to the next series. And if you can't go, you can't go after that. But if you help them in any way, get this Game 7 and get past that into the conference finals, then you know what, you've done your part. He's averaging a career high with 16 and 7 assists. You got to give credit where credit is due. He's been absolutely spectacular during these playoffs, the contribution that he's made. They wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for Aaron Gordon, who won 2 games for them to put back against the Clippers, and obviously a 3-point as well. I applaud them for playing, but they got their work cut out for them because the way those piranhas, that is OKC, the way they defend, it's going to be a real tough game for Denver.
So from the get-go then, what are you going to be watching, Bob? Because I think of OG Anunoby, who played with the hamstring strain last year. It didn't look great, lasted 5 minutes. I think of James Harden in 2021. He did play for several games, but he was much more of a facilitator. What are you going to be watching?
Well, like these guys said, I applaud him for trying. NBA players have gotten criticized but for a long time about not playing through anything well. This is a grade 2 hamstring strain. Most people can't walk, let alone play basketball. Out after a grade 1
and
I'm not... So look, if I'm Aaron Gordon, I tell my teammates, I'm going to try. But if I can't go, you got to keep moving. Like what happened with the Knicks, Malika, when OG couldn't go, it almost like the wind went out of their sails. So just be prepared if you're on his team. He's going to try, but it's going to be extremely difficult to play with a grade 2 hamstring. Almost impossible. I'm actually shocked he's trying to play.
Yeah.
But I would say as his teammate, it sends a message to your team.
Exactly.
When you're playing.
That's the whole point. 7.3 rebounds I meant instead of assists, but that's what you're really talking about. You're talking about somebody going out there and saying, I'm going to put it all on the line. There is no tomorrow. Obviously, other teams can relate to those circumstances. You respond when it calls for you to respond. That's what he's doing. He deserves credit.
It's going to take a Herculean effort, though, from Nikola Jokic. If anyone can do it, it's him, the 3-time MVP, who has so much experience in these Game 7s. But he was pedestrian, maybe by his standards, in Game 6. He was excellent in Game 5. They're going to need an encore to that. Maybe something like a Jason Tatum-esque or Steph Curry-esque performance. These are the most points we've ever seen in a Game 7 in NBA history. Could we be in for an encore from Jokic today?
1 second left. Clippers by 2. In a 50-point Game 7 for Steph Curry. Putting his team on his back. Mama, there goes that man. Oh, blocked by James. Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. To Game 7. It's win or go home.
Sorry, we had to show that one, Bob. In these high-pressure situations, it takes someone stepping up, being money with the game on the line, which brings us to today's Money Moment, brought to you by Chime. SGA and Nikola Jokic, we expect to be the 1 and 2 in MVP here. I don't know why we don't know already. I feel like before Game 5 would have been the optimal time to announce this. Absolutely. But experience is in Nikola Jokic's favor. He's played in twice as many Game 7s, Stephen A., as the entire OKC roster. Who do you have more trust, though, in? We expect it to be SGA that's the MVP heading into this
Well, I have more trust in Jokic as an individual, but I have more trust in OKC as a team.
Okay.
And that's the way I look at it. When you look at Jokic, I mean, listen, only play in NBA history, averaging, what is it, 20, 15, and 5 in a Game 7 in his career. Give him credit for that in that regard. SGA has only had 1 Game 7. That was in the bubble when he lost to Houston. He had 19 points that particular game. So obviously the edge goes to Jokic. But Jokic is operating as a one-man crew, essentially. You don't know about the health of Jamal Murray, even though you anticipate he'll be ready. Aaron Gordon, obviously, we've discussed how hampered he is. Russell Westbrook had the hand injury, but he's back. He's been playing. You don't know what he's going to give you. You got exactly Porter with the shoulder. So they're a hobbled bunch going up against a bunch of young Lions on the road. The young Lions are in their home court, okay? And now it's one of those situations where SGA, I certainly expect him to score more than 19 points. I certainly expect him to be more productive. Is Jalen Williams going to help him?
Yeah.
Is Chet Holmgren going to help him? Are the rest of the crew going to help him? I believe they will, and that's why I believe they deserve the edge in this game.
Look, let's just make it real simple. You got the best record in the league with a home game, Game 7. You got what a lot of people think is the MVP in Shea against Jokic, who's fantastic, who Stephen A. mentioned his numbers. He's going to do that, okay? I have a high rate of conviction Jokic is going to show up.
I agree.
But Aaron Gordon, about as big of a question mark that you can have going into a game. Michael Porter, not healthy, on the road, okay? So a banged-up team on the road. My only concern about Oklahoma City is if Shea doesn't step up. By the way, I think he will. But if he doesn't, Jalen Williams has shot 23% in his last 3 games.
Yeah, awful.
I trust Murray more than I trust whoever can help out Shea.
That's right.
So that's the way. That's the path for Denver. A huge game for Jokic. Murray comes along. I don't expect it to. I love that Aaron Gordon's playing. I don't expect a lot from him. Maybe Porter hits some shots. But Oklahoma City, they have everything in their favor in this game.
Just 6 points for J-Dub in the last game, including 0 for 8 in the second half.
This is the biggest, most important game in their franchise history, OKC. They got to get this game. They were in this spot last year, not in the Game 7, but they made it to the second round last year. You go out and you sign Isaiah Hartenstein. You go out and you trade for Alex Caruso to fill in the blanks, not to just get back to this point and lose again. This is the most important game in their franchise history. And SGA, he cannot allow Jokic to outshine him on this home floor. You talked about the Game 7s real quick. Oh, it's the anniversary of a Game 7 I was involved with. LeBron James versus Paul Pierce in the Garden to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Bron went there and he had like a 45 and something, but Paul went right back at him and protected his crib. SGA, you cannot let Jokic come in your house without taking off his damn shoes. He better not track up